All right, shalom, shalom. This is your brother Zakaria Allah, branch down here in Williamsport, Pennsylvania, coming with another lesson through the Spirit. Lord willing, this be edifying to the Lord's elect. Before I get started with this lesson, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Ruchaha Kodash, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well, who teach well. Shalom to the Akim out there that's pushing the truth, that's laboring in the word, and is pushing the gospel of the great kingdom that's soon to come. Shalom to the Akwath that's listening in, who's remaining true to the faith, remaining faithful and submissive to their husbands and guiding their children. And shalom to the hopeful elect of the 12 tribes that scattered abroad throughout the four corners of the earth. To you Israelite foreigners out there who live among the heathen and who look like those heathen nations. But your lineage goes back to the progenitors of the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel through the line of your fathers. I want to say peace and blessings to you all, Barakatham. All right. So we're just getting into it, man. All right. You're going to see crazy, all right, levels of desperation very soon. Very soon. All right? All the things that the prophets have been speaking about, all right, they're coming to pass, and is going to escalate, all right, extremely. All right? Extremely. Let's get this started with the book of, as a matter of fact, let's go to Jeremiah. All right, Jeremiah chapter 28 and verse 8. And it reads, "The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence." And all these things are about to culminate very soon and intensify, man. And the people are not prepared for what they're about to see. See what I'm saying? So, without wasting too much time, let's get into this article because I got a video that I want to share with you. Okay, this is from endtimeheadlines.org. It reads, "As inflation continues to soar, more Americans are resorting to shoplifting. A growing number of Americans are turning to shoplifting as inflation continues to strain household budgets across the country. New research from Lending Tree indicates that 30% of respondents said they had shoplifted in the past year, marking an increase from 24% in 2024. All right, and this is exactly what these elites want. All right, and this was the inevitable outcome. The more you squeeze the people, you know what I'm saying, the more you're going to get this behavior. All right, the more you're going to get this behavior, man. I was listening to I was listening to a couple of the brothers going into a video from Full Spectrum Survival. All right, and he was going into the fact that society is breaking down all around us. Excuse me. Society is breaking down all around us, man. Okay, and it's only a matter of time before the people finally lose it. Okay, and they lose their shit completely. Okay, and desperation is going to set in because it doesn't matter how many hours you work, it doesn't matter how many jobs you have, it's not going to be enough. It's never going to be enough. Okay, as these people are walking around and they're seeing that they was told this lie their whole life, that if you just work hard, if you just remain diligent, you just keep going to work and keep doing your thing and getting more degrees and stacking your bread, and it's going to be all right. No, people are losing it. You know what I'm saying? They're losing it as they're looking around and they're seeing these nobodies like Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos and Sam Altman and Peter Thiel and all these jokers becoming billionaires. Okay, when they don't know a full day's work. They don't know what it is to swing a sledgehammer. They don't know what it is to 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 be the one to build these components and all these things that keep society running. They're not the ones who have to work at the hospitals, have to work at the doctor's offices and stuff and things of that nature. People went to school, okay, and put themselves in massive debt just so they can look around and see that not only are there any jobs left, but the jobs that are actually available don't even come close to providing the bare essentials. You know what I'm saying? I was at the grocery store. I was at the grocery store the other day, and I was looking at this lady. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you peep what's going on, and she was ringing up her stuff, and it turned out to be like $130 some. You know what I'm saying? I was looking at her cart, and her cart was like barely halfway full, barely halfway full. All right, and her stuff was ringing up 130 some dollars. You know what I'm saying? Back when we was kids, you know what I'm saying, back in the 80s or the 90s, you know what I'm saying, you walked into the store, you walked into Walmart, you walked into Cowdoors, you walked into Sears or whatever, you know what I'm saying? You walked into BJ's. Okay, let's say any grocery store that you go to. You walk in there with $100, you are most certainly walking out with two carts, with two full big shopping carts worth of food. I remember. I remember it very well. You know what I'm saying? But that's no longer the case. Okay? It's no longer the case, man. We're in the time where the the mirth of the land is gone. You know what I'm saying? The grinding has ceased. Let's get that real quick. All right, let's go to the book of Ecclesiastes. All right, this is Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 1. It says, "Remember now thy Creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. While the sun or the light of the moon or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain. In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease, because there are few." And the grinders ceasing is talking about work. No more work, no more jobs, you know what I'm saying? No more opportunities, man. The grinders cease because they are few, and those that look out the windows be darkened. Okay? There's no more hope for the future. You see what I'm saying? Those who look out the windows be darkened, going into people, you know what I'm saying? People used to have hope in this place, man. People used to have hope in a plan, you know what I'm saying? Every time you go to a job and they ask you, what's your 5-year plan? You know what I'm saying? Where do you plan to be in 5 years? You know what I'm saying? Nigga, people can't see past 5 months. People can't even see past 5 months. With the advent of all these data centers, all the resources are being dried up. You see what I'm saying? Manufactured famine is on the rise. All right. There's no water. We're running out of water. We're running out of food. It's about to get bad out here, man. "And the doors shall be shut in the streets," verse 4, "when the sound of the grinding is low." and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. Okay? People don't go to the bars anymore to have fun and enjoy and socialize. No, man. People are going to the bars to try to escape. They're trying to escape, man. Let's go to Isaiah chapter 19. All right, this is Isaiah chapter 19. Let's go to verse 15. It reads here. It says, "Neither shall there be any work for Egypt, which the head or tail, branch or rush may do." Okay? So, this time is here, man. It's about to get worse. The survey, which polled 2,000 people in early June, highlights how economic pressures are pushing many to take desperate measures. Roughly 90% of those who admitted to stealing pointed to affordability issues and broader economic challenges as key factors. A lot of these people you're seeing are former technicians, former mechanics, former doctors, former lawyers, even. You know what I'm saying? You got people who you know what I'm saying, had crafts. No job is going to be safe. Now you have AI that's taking everybody's jobs and everything like that. You see what I'm saying? And these Edomites are going to have a face to point to. And you Israelites are going to be in the crosshairs. It's going to be in the crosshairs, man. All right? This is what's inevitably going to take place. Everything's going to be chaotic. People are going to turn against their governors, against their mayors, against their senators, their congressmen. You see what I'm saying? People are going to turn against it. It's all over the place, man. You're going to see it. It says respondents frequently targeted basic necessities rather than luxury goods. You see what I'm saying? They're saying we're not talking about some luxurious, lavish lifestyle like so-called black women is talking about. You got to have 6 figures and all this stuff to date me and all that. Nah, man. Nah, people are asking for the bare minimum, just the basics, just to be able to put food on the table, just be able to pay for gas, pay to make their way to work. You see what I'm saying? It's crazy. So it says respondents frequently targeted basic necessities rather than luxury goods, underscoring the depth of financial hardship many families face. Inflation has accelerated notably this year, driven in part by higher oil and gas line prices. The Lending Tree findings show that shoplifters most often took food and non-alcoholic drinks. Okay? Clothing is ranked second, followed closely by personal hygiene products. Other commonly stolen items include toys, technology, electronics, and school supplies. But what's at the top of the list here is food. It's food. You see what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, you can't eat a cell phone. You see what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you're gonna want to be able to brush your teeth. You're gonna want to be able to at least wash your ass. You see what I'm saying? It's gonna get so bad out here, man. All right, all these trash companies and whatnot. When it all stops, when it all ends, ain't gonna be no more taking the trash out. Ain't gonna be no more. You know what I'm saying? All right. Imagine if there's an EMP, or imagine if there's a power outage. Okay. That means that there's no more toilets that's going to be flushing, because all these generators run off of electricity. You know what I'm saying? To filter and to store all the wastewater and to recycle and do all this stuff, man. You see what I'm saying? It's going to stop. It's going to stop, right? These findings show how deeply inflation and financial stress continue to affect many households. Matt Schultz, Lending Tree's chief consumer finance and analyst, said in a statement, "When people are willing to risk the consequences of shoplifting for basics like food and personal hygiene products, it's an unmistakable sign that many families are struggling mightily just to make ends meet." And what's the famous quote that's coming from Gerald Celente? He says, "When the people lose everything and they have nothing left to lose, they lose it." When the people lose everything and they have nothing left to lose, they lose it. So let's get this in the book of Second Esdras. As a matter of fact, before I get this precept, I'm going to show you this video. All right, bear with me. All right, this right here is investigative journalist Ben Swan. All right, I followed him for years, back when he was in corporate media. You know what I'm saying? And he's still doing his thing, man. He's as a matter of fact, he's more free now to do what he loves, you know what I'm saying, than he was when he was working for corporate media. So he can actually say the tough things out loud. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to let him do his reporting right now. All right? And then I'm going to get this precept that I got.
What happens when the world's energy supply and food supply and fertilizer supply all come under pressure at the very same time?
Hundreds of millions of people are about to be thrust into extreme famine and real starvation deaths later this year and well into 2027. The shutting down of those routes and resources that have created food abundance and material abundance for the human species for decades, and that is now ending.
So here's the thing. While the world has been fixated on the battlefields of Ukraine and the growing war with Iran, the bigger story may be what's happening far away from the missiles. Because modern wars aren't just fought with tanks and drones. They are fought through shipping lanes, energy, fertilizer, and of course, food. The war in Ukraine has already disrupted grain exports, fertilizer markets, and energy flows for years. Recent reports also indicate that Ukrainian strikes have targeted infrastructure linked to Russian grain storage and exports.
What the Ukrainians are doing is they're attacking Russia's wheat production, their ability to move large numbers of wheat, goods of wheat, to the international market. And then if you add that with the ongoing agricultural shutdown because of the Strait of Hormuz, we are talking about global famine conditions happening in real time, and we're heading into it right now.
This is a very big deal because Russia remains one of the world's largest wheat exporters. So when warehouses and ports or export facilities are damaged and attacked, less food reaches global markets. At the same time, the Houthi campaign that's happening as of today in the Red Sea continues to threaten shipping through one of the world's most important maritime choke points. That pressure extends to traffic moving through the Suez Canal, forcing many ships to take longer, more expensive routes around Africa. The conflict involving Iran, that's put another critical choke point, the Strait of Hormuz, under intense scrutiny. Roughly 1/5 of the world's oil supply passes through that narrow waterway. And there are reports of fires and explosions affecting energy infrastructure in the Gulf region, raising concerns about the resilience of global LNG supplies. See, Qatar's Ras Laffan complex is the largest liquefied natural gas export facility in the world. If major LNG export capacity were to be significantly disrupted, the consequences would extend far beyond higher electricity bills, because energy is food. Without natural gas, you don't just lose electricity, you lose fertilizer. Natural gas is the primary feedstock used to produce nitrogen fertilizer through the Haber-Bosch process. Without that fertilizer, farmers produce less food. Lower yields mean higher prices. And in the poorest countries, higher prices can quickly turn into hunger and famine. This is why strategists are watching far more than the battlefields. They're watching the infrastructure, the LNG terminals, the grain silos, the wheat export ports, the fertilizer plants, the oil refineries, the shipping lanes, because these are the foundation of the global food system.
Exactly. This is what we're seeing here. All right. This is what we're seeing here, man. Okay. When you choke, when you cut off all the supply in every corner, in every angle, okay, it doesn't matter how quote unquote civilized a country is. When you cut off the food, when you cut off the power, when you cut off all these things that keep it running, all right, it won't take long at all before this first world country becomes a third world country, and even worse. All right, this place is going to be even worse than a third world country, because this place, America, runs off of antipsychotics. This place, America, runs off of psychotropic drugs. All right, where citizens need these medications in order to function. All right, normally. When these people are cut off of that cold turkey, you see what I'm saying? Imagine the chaos. All right, imagine the chaos. You know what I'm saying? You got what's the word? Shit. You got cannibalism that will result in this famine. You see what I'm saying? This is what I mean when I say that this place is going to be even worse than a third world country, because even in third world countries they are capable of adapting. You see what I'm saying? They're capable of adapting. Here in America, no one is capable of adapting. We're talking about a place, we're talking about a country to where if you take away someone's phone or laptop from them, someone's smartphone, smart device or whatever, take it away from them for more than 8 hours, they will have massive withdrawal syndromes. These massive withdrawal symptoms, I should say. Okay, these symptoms are very severe and they come very fast. That's just on smart devices that these people have become addicted to. Okay, this is a place where citizens can't go for more than 5 hours without eating something. You see what I'm saying? This is a place that is definitely wrought with gluttony. You know what I'm saying? This is America. So you have a place that whose citizens are constantly needing psychotropic drugs in order to function on a regular basis, who are constantly needing these smart devices that they become accustomed to and addicted to, and are constantly needing something inside their bellies, because this is the most obese country on the planet. And don't give a damn what you want to say, argue with your mama. You see what I'm saying? You take all of that, and then you couple it with this is the country that has the most weapons per citizen than any other country on the planet. This is a recipe for disaster. This place is going to be far worse than any third world country, and you're going to see it. This is 2 Esdras chapter 15 and verse 15. For the sword in their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. You're about to see what a real purge looks like. And it's not going to be subjected to 24 hours. It's not going to be limited to a 24-hour time frame. This thing is going to be perpetual. It's going to be a long stretch. We're going to see America turn upside down in a very short time. And like the apostles say, the apostle Tahar says, we're counting down the months at this point. We're counting down the months. And once it hits, it's going to hit hard. You see what I'm saying? Verse 17, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Okay, so in the time of this chaos, it's going to be choke points. It's going to be martial law. You see what I'm saying? You're not going to be able to freely roam into another state as you normally could. Verse 18, for because of their pride, the cities shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and great tribulation. Because of the lack of bread, it's going to be a famine, an intense famine. Because of this conflict over in West Asia. You see what I'm saying? So, gird up your loins, man, and prepare for this thing. All right? Pray, pray, pray. Pray that you be counted worthy to escape the dangers and the evils that's coming. You see what I'm saying? Again, these people are not prepared for what they're about to see. So I'm going to cut that there. I pray this lesson was edifying to the elect of the nation of Israel. This has been your brother Zakaria Allah, branch down here in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. In closing, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Wachak, Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well and who teach well. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. Shalom.